realism of the film.
Because we talk.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Okay. Most of the research I have done on your work starts at 19. Tell me how was growing up in Iowa?
I would say growing up in Iowa was idealistic. First of all, I have to thank both my parents. They're so incredible. You know, they're both my heroes, my mom and my dad.
Fantastic.
But I think that growing up in a smaller town, kind of like I did, you're granted certain freedoms as a kid.
Yes.
That maybe not granted maybe not granted as a kid growing up, say, in Manhattan. There are definitely a lot of pros to growing up in Manhattan as a kid. You become more cultured. You're exposed to more, probably more activities to do.
More street, a bit more streetwise.
A little more streetwise, perhaps, yeah. But growing up the way that I did, my brother and I, my dad took a job, so we moved to Des Moines when we were fairly young, first or second grade. Mm-hmm. But my grandparents still live in the town that I was born in and grew up in. And so every summer, my brother and I would go from Des Moines back to Hamburg, Iowa, to stay with my grandparents for a few weeks. And it was so cool as a kid because we'd wake up, my grandma would make us breakfast. Then we'd hop on our bikes, we'd ride a mile to the pool where we do our swim team practice, and then we had all our friends that were on the same swim team, and we'd kind of just all have our bikes, have our little, $10 that our grandma gave us for the day, and figure out how we wanted to budget it. And we'd just be out all day riding bikes, getting dirty, doing dumb things that kids.
Having a real childhood.
Yeah, having a real childhood. So I think it was really cool to grow up with that sense of freedom.
Yes, fantastic. Was acting a childhood dream?
It's always a hard question for me. I think it was, but I think I didn't know. I think I always wanted to do it, but again, growing up in that type of smaller town environment, there isn't really acting on the table, as an option for a thing to do when you grow up. So I feel very fortunate to have been able to somehow stumble into it and discover it at a fairly early age still. But no, to answer your question, I guess I don't know that it was. I know I loved going to the movies, watching movies. I just always, I like the way it makes me feel.
Yes.
And so I think I've always had a love and passion for it, and probably secretly always wanted to, but am fortunate to have been able to discover an avenue and be able to, at some level succeed at it.
Oh, that's really good. When you arrived in LA at 19, which is where it always starts, did you set on singing or acting?
I moved out to be an actor. Singing just kind of it kept popping up. I had friends who would be starting bands or whatever and want me to join it, and I'd join, but then I'd end up skipping practice because I had an audition. I always thought, I'm here to be an actor. If singing helps me book a role, that's a plus. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it wasn't my
goal.
Wasn't my initial goal. I've discovered a love for it since, and I love writing songs. I love performing. I love connecting with fans. But I think acting always has been my first love.
Oh, that's nice. Citizen 4, what was the most exciting thing about being part of a successful boy band?
I wouldn't know the answer to that question. I don't know if I've been a part of a successful boy band. To being a part of a boy band, I can elaborate on. It was super exciting. It really was super exciting as a young kid. I think I was 20 years old, or 21 maybe when I signed. When we signed to Island Records, which just as a young person, you think, wow, I got it made. I just
Yeah.
signed a record deal to a major label. Here we go. You know what I mean? Lift off. That wasn't the case. It was definitely it was a challenge. We got to do a lot of cool things. We toured with Sabrina Carpenter. We, went all over the U.S. Got to go to a lot of cool Grammy parties and stuff. But it's hard to be in a band when you are placed there and put together.
Yes.
Not necessarily, it wasn't like we all met up, decided we liked each other, and decided to start a band. It was
yes, you were sort of formed.
We were all already pursuing the entertainment industry as whether in music or not, but as kind of a solo thing. And so you take 4 people that all want to be the star and stick them in a
Yes, it's challenging, very challenging,
especially when Josh Levi is in the band, because he's just such a great vocalist, and it drove us all nuts because he got all the best parts.
I saw a video.
Yeah, so you see that I'm not singing very much in a lot of those videos.
Oh well, you were. The only one that wasn't singing very much was the blonde one.
The blonde one?
The long hair.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my little brother.
He wasn't singing very much, bless him. I was like, sing.
Yeah, he's better than me too. I think he's a way better singer than me. But it was a great experience. We got to travel. I made a lot of friends and connections that I still have to this day, mentors. And it was a good lesson. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, exactly. And you got to do those things with your brother, which is always great.
I got to go to all these different cities with my brother, and share those moments with him. It was really, really cool.
Oh, good.
A successful boy band, debatable.
Okay. Okay, thank you for being sincere.
Yeah.
So what made you transition from boy band to single and country singer?
Well, it was super easy because we got dropped, so there was no other option, So we were dropped from the label. There was no more band, and I thought, hey, I like country music. That's what I like to do. It's what I listen to. It tends to be more along the lines of what I write.
Yes. And
so I just thought, well, I have this kind of foot in the door in the music industry now from being signed to Island, being in Citizen 4. People are kind of aware of Citizen 4 and what that all was. So I thought, well, I'll take my shot while I've still kind of got a little bit of momentum behind me, and do my own stuff, put my own stuff out, put my own, spin on music that I like, and did that, and am still doing that. It's fantastic. But it was really, I was kind of, I don't want to say excited. It sucked getting dropped from the label. Yes. Kind of, it opened me up to get back into acting, which is what I'm, what you wanted the most to do. There were a couple cool opportunities that popped up whilst in the band that I had to turn down just because of contractual obligations and stuff like that. Oh yes. So I think everything, it's funny in life, and now I'm just rabbit trail. But it's funny in life how sometimes things seem so bad and it's like it's the worst thing ever that's happening to you, and it turns out there's so many things that I've gotten to do and experience that I would never have done had I stayed on that boy band track. Yes. I wouldn't have met or certainly might not have stayed with my beautiful, beautiful wife, Julana. Yes. Congratulations on the wedding, by the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't be on this show. I wouldn't have all these new friends from Days. I wouldn't have done Runt. There's just so many things that have stemmed from that. Oh no, that's good. It's like, I really like the expression glass half full, because we always think, oh, it's empty, but it isn't. It's half full. So you've got to do a lot of things. One door closed and another 20 opened. Exactly.
Uh, Congratulations on becoming a screen regular on Days of Our Lives.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How do you feel about joining one of the most famous and long-running soap operas in the American history? They've been going on for a while.
Since 1965, season 57, baby. All right. Yeah, honestly, I cried. I cried when I got the news. I feel so fortunate and so lucky to be a part of such a, the show. It really does have such a rich history. It's legendary, and it's just so much fun. It's cool. It's so different from taking on a film role, because with this, it's like you could be playing this character instead of for 5 weeks, for years, months and years, and so you get to really live in that character and discover things that you might not find in 5 weeks, but doing something for 8-9 months, you're like, oh, this is it, just you understand it better, so it's really cool.
You sort of grow with the role.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. You've played Gavin in Bedfield. Is it Bedfield that you say? Bedeviled. Oh, here we go. Bedeviled. Ryan in Stalked by My Doctor.
Yeah.
Clark in Devilish Charm. And
Yeah.
finally, Hank in the widely anticipated indie film Runt.
Yes.
I've seen the trailer. I need to see it. I need to see the whole thing.
On Amazon. After this, get on Amazon. Download that. Baby.
Download it already. Oh, I will.
You can watch it on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Out of so many great roles you have performed as an actor, which one was your favorite and why?
Ryan in Stalked by My Doctor is one that, I'll never forget any of them.
Yes.
Ryan in Stalked by My Doctor was the kind of first thing that I booked that was seen on TV. So I remember that was like my first me feeling like, wow, I'm on a movie set,
Yes.
like I'm doing some stuff, some cool stuff. So for that reason, I really I feel very thankful and connected to that. But I would say favorite to play, probably Hank. In Runt, because he's so different from me, and so it was a little more of a challenge. Kind of had to push myself a little more in certain instances, doing things to people that I probably wouldn't ever do to anybody in real life, hopefully. So just embracing that challenge, working with Cameron Boyce, working with Jason Patrick, who's just legendary.
Yes. Fantastic.
And
Sleepers. I watched Sleepers not long ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yes.
Lost Boys. Yeah, man.
Oh, speaking of Hunt, what attracted you to the Hank character? When you read the script, you thought?
Well, to be quite brutally honest with you again, it was a job that I was going to get paid to do. And so as an actor, that comes few and far between. So you kind of, there's a certain stage in your career where you can't be too choosy with your role. I auditioned for Vic, the role that Aramis Knight played, who's like kind of the main bad guy.
Oh, yes.
Obviously that went to Aramis, and they offered me the role of Hank instead. And so I had already read the script, was excited about it. I had not done a film yet that was so kind of true to life. I had done Stalked by My Doctor, and then Bedeviled, which is Stalked by My Doctor is pretty far-fetched. Bedeviled is, kind of paranormal. So this was something that's like, this is real life, real people, real problems, and it's gritty, and it's got heart, and it's got a little edge to it, and I really liked that.
Yeah. No, well, fair enough. It is, I like I said, I saw the trailer and it's being a mom, I'm like, okay, I need to watch this film. It's just so you have no idea what happens out there.
It's crazy, and that at that point, I don't think we even knew Cameron was going to be attached, or I didn't know. I'm sure somebody knew, but I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of a bonus on top of it all, being able to share that experience with him, and
yes,
that was very cool.
You starred opposite Brianna Hildenbrand and the late Cameron Boyce, Jason Patrick, to name a few. How did it feel to work with such a diverse group of people?
Honestly, it was, well, Brianna has been a friend for years. So it was cool to be able to work. I'd never worked with her, but we had been friendly over the years. And so it was cool to work with her. I was really stoked to work with Jason Patrick.
Yes.
I was really, really stoked. So that was cool. And honestly, it was such a unique film set. I'll probably never be on a film set like that again. We became so close, all of us, like best buds, me and the guy that plays Bigger and Javier Bolaños talk a lot still today. And Nicole Berger, who plays Cecily, and her entire family. It's like we've become like a branch. They have like embraced Julana and I as their own, so it's been really cool it was really cool to create those relationships and spend time with such truly just talented, beautiful, just kind people.
No, it's good answer. Very deep felt.
Yeah, well, it's a heartfelt film.
Yes, it is. I know that you are happily married with Julana, that you said. Let me just say that for what I read, it's the way you proposed with the song written by you. The most romantic thing ever. Yeah. So bonus points for you for that. Right. By the way, I read as well about your dogs. That one was the flower girl, yes?
Ringberry, yeah, Willie Nelson and Annabelle.
Amazing. How do you balance fame and family?
I think it's, family is just, I don't know how to put it. Family, it's not much of a balancing act because family is always first. And so there's no balancing because everything is second to that. So if you prioritize something, it becomes, I'm going to try and make an analogy. So like, if you want to become the greatest at something, it's all about priorities, right? So like, say I want to be the best basketball player in the whole world. I got to devote my whole life to playing basketball, and I probably might become the best basketball player ever that's ever been. No one will ever be better. But when you devote so much time to something, becoming that great, you can't give that much time and effort to everything.
Yes.
And you have to choose what you want to be great at. And I would rather be a great husband, hopefully father. For now, I'll settle for dog, dad, friend. I would rather excel there and let other things take little hits along the way. So to be quite honest with you, I would love to, win an Emmy or win an Oscar someday, but I don't know that I'll ever be the greatest actor in the world because I choose to prioritize other things. And that's not to say I don't love acting, because I do. And I love the entire industry. I think it's really, movie magic is magic.
Yes.
But it's make believe at the end of the day.
Well, yes. And marriage is real.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta live with my wife every day. You know what I'm saying? I could leave set if it's not going well.
Exactly. Tell me, which of the fictional characters you played would you be excited to meet in real life?
Johnny DeMera from Days, because he's a billionaire. And he might take me on a ride on his plane, or at least buy me lunch. You know, I know wherever I go with Johnny, Johnny's got the bill. So
I like that. I know this is a bit of a sad subject. How does it feel to have worked with Cameron Boyce on his last project?
Man, you know, it's bittersweet. You know, it's so, you know, we go and we've gone and we've been to the screening of the movie a couple times, and it's always so surreal and interesting to see him there on screen and see him, you know, even see myself across from him like this, you know. It was an incredible honor to work with him, first of all, without knowing what was going to happen. It's more of an honor now to know that, you know, we've all shared his last piece of work that he will ever put out with him. And to have it be something that he genuinely was so passionate about. And he was, you know, for him, this was going to be his statement, his breakout of Disney thing. Like,
yes,
I'm Cameron Boyce, and I am a damn good actor, you know? So to be able to share something that he was so passionate about with him for his last project it's very meaningful.
Oh, if you could tell him anything now, what would you tell him? Oh, I don't want to upset you.
No, you're not upsetting me. It's, you know, just good job, man. You know, like, everyone's just so impressed with his work. And I just would, you know, just to put it simply, just you did really fucking good job. I don't know if I can say that word.
Oh, don't worry. Yes, I understand. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Anything else in the works you want to talk about? Where can we expect to see you next?
Yeah, I've got a single out called "Name in Your Phone," which I wrote and recorded with some good friends of mine. I put that out last month. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, anywhere that streams music. You can find that along with any other song that I've ever put out. Other than that,
we'll look it up.
Yeah, you can catch me on Days of Our Lives, weekdays on NBC, or later in the days on Peacock.
Okay.
NBC Peacock.
Oh, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, Carson. You're funny. You're so...
My favorite interview.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah. You know, I wish you all the best, all the happiness in the world to you and Julana and your dogs.
Likewise, and you and your kids.
Fantastic for your, you know, all the best for your career. I know you're going to do well. Both.
Man,
family and career. And music. You're a triple threat. Yeah. Take care.
See you later. Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye, Carson. Thank you. Realism of the film.
Because we talk.